This is Maximus Analysis here for May 26, 2016, and we had a very sideways indecision bar. Just chopped sideways a couple points, and again, I don't know what's going to happen for tomorrow, being it's the day before Memorial Day, so I don't know if the big traders will be gone, who's going to be at the desk. But we'll continue to say, okay, Bulls got this so far, and we just want to see how much they have going into the weekend. Again, the markets are not open on Monday, so and again, go with your brokerage and look and see if there's specific future markets that maybe you want to trade. But again, I try to avoid when there is low volume, and if that means that there's a holiday, it's typically going to be low volume. If there is any volume, it's probably going to be junior traders at this versus the big money people. They're probably still in the Hamptons, trying to get the best or whatever. They're on vacation. But anyway, we see that the 2093.50 area is still valid in regards to just a level that's above that. It's again, it could blow through very quickly, and again, the level above that is 2105. Okay, so again, we'll continue to look and see what happens tomorrow in regards to the ES. And if we look on the weekly for the for this future contract, we could see that we have a nice, again, we don't want them to close with anything silly. They want to close with strength, and then they could go potentially take out 2105. And then my targets above that would be 2135 and 2160. For the NQ, again, we'll look at the daily first, and it's a little bit of a different situation, being that they have not cleared this downtrending line as yet, and they're still, a lot of bars in. The volume is definitely, they just need a little break. If they retrace, we want them to hold this 43.23.50 area. Okay, look at this stuff, write it down. Okay, to get really clear above and really bullish, again, we want to see a couple closes above 45.23 for the upside potential. YM Dow futures on the daily, again, we want to stay above this 17,500 level, and we want to see and make sure that, again, this downtrending line is still held. Again, meaning that they don't get back underneath it, or if they tap it, it's for support for a bull flag and then continued upside to blast through 18,000. Now with crude, I'm looking to see if they're going to have a pullback, okay, and anything under 47.50 would be the start of a slight retracement. But we want the 200-day moving average to hold, which is around 44, and of course the 43.60 area. That level was tapped numerous times on the way up and down. If you plot on a chart, you will see it. And again, we want to, they pretty much have doubled the price in a matter of, this low came at the beginning of the year, so they've doubled their price within 5 months. So I'm expecting some type of pullback, and again, you don't want it to break below this 43.60 area, because if you look to the left right here, you can see that that's pretty much close to that 45 or 44 area, which is within this wick. So again, that became resistance, or that was looked at as resistance, and was broken, and now we want it to become support for more upside potential. Now let's take a look at some of these equity names here, and we'll start with Netflix. And we can see that Netflix had a pretty decent day today, again approaching its 200-day moving average with some type of speed. If it gets a retracement, we want them to hold this $100 level, or around the 95.5 level, if they are going to continue and layer and try to go above that. When you look at the weekly time frame from Netflix, you could see that, again, this is a hell of a move right here. We just want any funny business going into tomorrow's action where they get under 100 or 97, because this candle is still open. I'm not expecting that, but what I do expect is to be prepared if it does happen. It can continue to the upside. I'm looking for another at least 2-3 weeks of bull potential if we close near the highs. Again, if they do anything crazy, like engulf this one next week, we'll make adjustments. But again, you have to look at what you have right here, right now, and kind of take it from there. Another name to look at, and definitely not on the daily time frame, is MGT. And right now, I think that they just need to hold this $2 level. Again, the flush from $5, you can see the volume is really tapered off. Again, they need to hold this $2 level. And I would just, again, like I said, I think the money in this one is done unless we see the volume start to increase again, because you can't even see the volume here. This volume is decent, but you can see that, again, this is the big time volume, and that's when you wanted a lot of volume to step in for the pump. And now you don't want to be holding the bag trying to hope that this gets back up to 5. For one of two reasons. One, you don't want to say I bought it at $1 and I had $4 worth of profit on, let's say, 1,000 shares or something like that, and now I want to get back up to there because I feel like I'm almost regretting not peeling off some here because maybe greed took over. Two, you don't want to start adding to a long position here because you just don't have the volume that is starting. You don't want to see a ramp in volume and see where it goes from there. This is where a lot of the day traders started to really look at this thing when they start seeing unusual volume, especially the gap ups. You're seeing a huge amount of gap ups on this on this trading vehicle. When it starts to, now you're starting to get, just regular price action. Try to find something else. Apple is back at the $100 level, but we really want to see what happens again at this 160 level. If you plot that out and you look to the left, you will see that it was 160 cents right here. Tapped here, broke above, became support here. And you could go back to the left for pretty much a long time. But right now, let's look and see what the weekly says. And they say, okay, they held the 200-day moving average, but we want to make sure that we're not forgetting, okay, because everybody's with this Buffett bounce, which, again, it has, but, just quick and dirty, make sure that you're not forgetting that we're still in a downtrend for this name. And if it doesn't come up and scream to these levels and start to fade, that'll be another fourth low, and that'll be something that potentially could be shorted into next week, depending on how the volume looks, and maybe at the end of next week. So again, I'm looking at that one as well. Last but not least, we will look at AMD, a name that I used to look at a lot, and now I can see why people are looking at it. Again, it's a $4 stock. Treating accordingly, but just remember looking at this 468 area. You could see that, let me see if I can get some more information here. So you could see that this area was significant. Let me just put it on the weekly. How about that? And now you could see why I haven't been looking at it. A $40 stock about, 10 years ago, which now is a $4 stock. And that goes more into why I don't fall in love with stocks at all. But now looking at this area again, even if you're looking at a day trade, you want to know that the 468 area, which is right around here, what is it, 468, correct, right here. So basically you can see these long wicks. Okay, that might be potential selling into. So again, you don't want to buy here, not to saying that you're going to short it, because you can see how big this candle is, but just keep that level in mind. Okay, so again, just letting you guys know, I probably will not be putting out a video tomorrow. Just going to try to get in some early time with the kiddos and relax for this long weekend we have on the state side. But again, if you have any comments or questions, let me know. I might do a video early in the morning, probably like 10:30, just to kind of see where the market is and then give my perspective on what we see in regards to action. So again, we'll see what overnight session does and take it from there.